Hey, Facebook world. How are y'all? I wanted to come here today and share the breakdown that turned into the breakthrough and a little bit more about my post yesterday about Insta-worthiness. And I felt like I got a lot of feedback. And thanks for all of y'all that stopped by to share your thoughts on my post about Insta-worthiness. and I'm excited to share with y'all today. I felt very called today to share a little bit more behind it, what it means, what it doesn't mean, because there are definitely two sides to the coin. And I'm sure there are plenty of people that were like totally pissed off yesterday. Like, I can't believe she just said that. I can't believe it. Does she think that everyone that posts these picture perfect pictures are fake? Like, what does all this mean? And so I decided, hey, Melissa, hey, Sarah, so we're going to be doubling down on some of this stuff. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more behind the scenes and what I really think that this means, because I do think that a trend is starting to happen. And maybe I'll be a little bit of a part of it. So, all right. So first of all, if this is your first live cast with me, welcome. I'm Natasha Hazlett, and I help entrepreneurs from around the world get the clarity, confidence, and strategies they need to boost their income and level of influence in the world without working longer hours. I'm also the author of Unstoppable Influence. Be you, be fearless, transform lives. And today's live cast is probably a lot more along the lines of Unstoppable Influence and what that means. So, hello. Hey, Brooks. Hey, Meg. All right. So yesterday morning, I had this stirring, this feeling, and I realized, I think I've known this for a while. It's been on my heart for a while, but it wasn't until yesterday that I just decided to publicly declare it, which if anyone has followed me for any amount of time, you know that I believe that in making breakthroughs, like the most powerful things that we can do are decide and declare things. And so when I made this huge decision yesterday, and I decided to take it a step further and actually declare it to the world. And a lot of people had some things to say about this epiphany, if you will, this decision that I made, which was that I don't like staging pictures and arranging my latte and my laptop and all, pen and all this stuff. I've forced myself to do it before, and it just made me feel it's not freaking me. It is not me. And yet for so long I have felt guilty because I felt like that was the only way, that was the right way. For someone that has a 7-figure brand, I should be doing all of these things. Otherwise, maybe I'm not that good. Maybe people won't hear my message. Maybe I need to have these things. That's what I should be doing, right? And this has bothered me for quite a while. And, but I could just never make myself really do it. I did it on just a handful of occasions, and I didn't enjoy it. Marie Kondo wrote this book, the magical art of, I think it's called The Magical Art of Tidying Up. And she talks about what pieces bring you joy. Well, I think that in life we have to decide what brings us joy. And so here's the thing, if you love taking pictures, if taking 5 bazillion pictures of your coffee, and arranging it and filtering it and cropping it. If you love that because you're artistic, then snap away, girl. I think that's great. If that's what you love to do, if that is part of your artistic expression, then that's amazing. I can't draw at all. I'm terrible. I'm not artistic in that way. I don't like that. That doesn't bring me joy. It brings me stress. It brings me anxiety. And so that's the thing. If your business is interior design, food, if you're a clothing blogger, lifestyle blogger, if you are a foodie, okay, then taking like all these pictures, that's probably a fantastic avenue for you. Because yes, a picture says 1,000 words. All right. So if that brings you joy, or if that's what's part of your business, then fantastic. Great. But here's the thing. I am in the people development business. I'm in the personal growth business. So the question then becomes like, is it necessary in the personal growth in that space, especially for female entrepreneurs in the female entrepreneur empowerment space, is it necessary to have these picture perfect pictures? Like, is it necessary? Like, do you have to stop? Because like, this is one of the things I realized, like how many times like I would go up to our coffee shop here and be enjoying this moment. And I'm like, oh crap, I should probably show people my lifestyle. Yeah, because I think I'm supposed to do that, right? Like as someone that, as the leader of the Unstoppable Influence Movement, people maybe want to know behind the scenes of my life. And like the reality is, friends, like, and yes, I'm kind of going off here, but it's my Facebook page, so I'm going to do it. I don't really want to share every aspect of my life with y'all. I like to be able to be in the moment. Like there are times when I just won't post for a while. And maybe that's just totally wrong and that's the wrong way to do business. But like I don't want to show every single moment in my life. Like I just don't feel compelled to do that. I feel like I should be coming and using the Facebook platform like when I have something that I like really want to share, something that I feel like is important to share in the world. That's just me. That doesn't take away from anyone else that loves sharing every aspect of their life. It can be a wonderful way to memorialize your life. And if that's what you want to do, then more power to you. But when it comes to the empowerment space, like I'm realizing, like, did I really need to stop this amazing moment that I just had to snap it, to share it? And could I just snap just like what was really going on? Or do I have to like filter it and crop and take like, because it's never just one picture. For those of you all that have done this, y'all know it's never just one picture. You're taking like, who knows how many pictures to try to get to the perfect one. And is it really, truly necessary for you to get your message out there, for you to be respected, for people to hear from you? And, I remember like, for me, I don't believe that in the empowerment space, the personal development realm, I don't think that it's totally necessary for us to have everything being so freaking Insta-worthy, like of our life. Like it's one thing if you want to go and like find some pictures or like pretty sunsets or whatever. Like our team will put together the beautiful quote cards that a lot of y'all follow every day that I post. Sure, I have my team do that, but like when it comes to like, that's not my life. Those are just pretty inspiring images with a quote on it, right? So that's one thing. But like, do I have to make my life look like something else that it's like not in order to inspire you? I mean, honestly, like I've got twins that are 5 months old. Like I don't have time for that. Like when I'm going to the coffee shop, like I'm going there like halfway sleep deprived, right? I'm throwing my stuff down and I'm like this, y'all. Thank goodness for my latte. Like I just want to like rest. I don't want to feel compelled to like have to set up this stage of this beautiful, inspiring moment that I'm actually not really having. Does that make sense? Like, and I feel like a lot of people might be needing this permission to just freaking say what you want to say, how you want to say it. If you love, like I said, if you're in one of those industries that needs picture perfect pictures, then go for it. If you're someone that like doing that as an artistic expression, that's your thing, then rock on. I am not saying that everyone that makes these picture perfect poses and all that stuff are fake. I'm not saying that. They may love modeling. They may love taking all of those different pictures or having someone take that. It makes them feel beautiful. It makes them feel radiant. That's fantastic. But what about for the rest of us in this world that like don't actually like posing for a bunch of pictures? For those of us that don't have time to pose for all those pictures or have the artistic abilities or even heck the desire to do that, like is there a space for us in this world, on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever. And I'll tell you, Instagram's not my place. If you go follow me on Instagram, you'll see stuff like every once in a while. Do I think that it's probably a great place for us to grow our business? Probably. But because I'm not into all the pictures and all that stuff, like that's not something that I've really focused on. I love to write and I love to shoot these live videos. And so like, I'm going to use this platform because I feel like that's more me. And this is the stuff that brings me joy. Now, for a lot of people, like doing Facebook Lives and stuff brings them tremendous anxiety. So don't do them. Like, you just got to do what feels right for you. But I feel like a lot of people needed permission to it's okay if you don't want to do all of the Insta-worthy cropping, filtering, editing of your life to make it something. Like, you don't have to do that. And it finally took me till yesterday morning to just acknowledge it and just say, this is not who I am. If that's what you need to be inspired, then I'm not going to be the girl that you're going to follow. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Right? It's got to feel good to you. It should not feel stressful to you. And I'm going to tell you, like, so this obviously is my page, my opinions. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper now. Okay. Partially, there's a reason why I don't like doing these things, those picture perfect things that really rubbed me the wrong way. And here it is. Way back when I was starting doing our business, and I was looking and following business mentors, or people that were high up in the business industry, and helping women start businesses, people that were training coaches, personal development folks. I was looking at their pages and everything was perfect. They were slim. They had awesome outfits. They had these picturesque offices that they were doing, they were doing their live videos from. They were, everything was like perfect. And do you want to know what that did to me as someone that was starting out in this space? It intimidated the hell out of me. That's what it did. It literally made me feel like there was no place for me because I didn't have all of those things. So why would anyone want to follow me? Because I thought that I had to have all of these other things in order to be heard. And so it actually served to discourage me from sharing my light and sharing my message. It actually made me feel like looking at that stuff, and y'all tell me if this is you, but like for me personally, and I'm just getting super raw here right now, like it made me feel less than. Like seeing those pictures those beautiful pictures did not make me feel good. They made me feel like crap. They made me feel less than and not worthy. And you know what? Some people are going to look at those pictures and feel inspired, and that is awesome. That is great. But there is another part, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, y'all tell me, but I feel like there's another group of people in this world that may be like me that are like, I can't measure up to that. I'm not a size 4. I don't have this model wardrobe. When I pose, I look like ridiculous. Have y'all seen those like Pinterest fail videos or whatever where the mom is like recreating the pictures in the ads? Like, you've seen those? And it's like hysterical. Like, I'm like the mom fail like every time. And like, now I can look back on it and kind of laugh on it and like celebrate the fact that that's just not me. But like, those pictures actually put me on the sideline for years. Because I didn't feel like I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have the video equipment. I didn't have the studio. I didn't have the, one of the people that I followed, she had her own like fashion consultant or whatever, like personal stylist. She had her own personal stylist. That's awesome. If you could, I could afford a personal stylist if I wanted one, but I don't want one. Like, that's just not my cup of tea. But like she has this personal stylist. She sets up on a video. Like, everything's all like so freaking perfect. And it did not inspire me. It actually had the exact opposite effect. And So that's one thing that I had to take into account when I'm making this big decision about, like, is this something that I need to, like work on and change my mindset on so that I like become comfortable with doing these like what I'm deeming Insta-worthy pictures? Or is this something that like I need to be okay with just letting it go and saying this isn't me? So that was the first thing, is that like I feel like there's a lot of people that would be more apt to share their heart, share their message with the world if they saw people that were just doing it real and raw. Like, I can't tell you the number of times I've been on a live and like the lawn guy starts like mowing in the like video, or like a huge bug comes and I run off the video until the bug goes away. Maybe there are people out there that are that would connect more with that, and it would enable people to have the permission that they need to just be them. The next thing I had to consider it was like, do I like doing those pictures? Well, I've already told y'all I totally don't enjoy that. That's not fun for me. It's extra work for me, and I, just like y'all, have only 24 hours in a day. So if me getting, like, I realized how many times I have not shared things that were on my heart because I didn't have the right picture, or the backdrop to do a live wasn't like the perfect situation. So like I did not come to you when I should have, because I didn't have the right picture, or I didn't have the right video. That may sound silly for some of y'all. Some of y'all may be like, that's just ridiculous, Natasha. Well, I'm just being real, because some people might feel the same way, and that is why I'm sharing it. So, and then the next big thing that I had to think about was, is it necessary for branding? Y'all know that we talk about branding a lot. For many years, we were all about teaching people how to define, build, and monetize their brand online. So I know all about the branding aspect of it. And like I said at the beginning, hey, Erin, Sarah Beacom, so good to see you on. For some people, depending on the industry, you're going to have those like nicely branded pictures. Like if you're an interior designer, your pictures are going to have to look beautiful. If you're an artist, yes, your stuff is going to have to look beautiful. If you're doing, you're preparing food, your stuff is going to have to look pretty. Like no one wants to see your ugly Caesar salad, right? Like, so I get it that there are plenty of industries where it makes sense to have that. But if you're in the people building business, which I think a lot of people that follow me are, you're someone that wants to empower other people. Your life coaches, your health coaches, your success coaches, or you are in direct sales and you're trying to empower your team. Is it necessary for branding? And I would say the answer is no. I don't believe, like in really thinking about it, I don't think that it's completely necessary for branding. Now, does that mean that I don't think you should have a nicely braided headshot? No, I don't think that's what that means. I think that you should have and invest in nice luxury branding, a branding photo. Okay. I do believe that we have to be somewhat mindful of our background when we're going live. Okay. Or if you're, because if I'm taking a live and I like literally have so much chaos going on behind me that you can't pay attention to what I'm saying, well, then that's going to be a distraction. If I am doing a video on top of a trash heap, it's going to be distracting. But there's a fine line between making sure that you're in a reasonable place where people can focus on you and your message, and like feeling like you're less than if you don't have a studio worthy background, or if you don't have like all the best of equipment and all of that stuff. So that is where, this is all kind of coming to a head, is all of these different ideas and concepts. And I ultimately just decided that I'm done with worrying about this Insta-worthiness deal. And so for some of you that felt like you maybe needed the permission to just be you, like share or don't share parts of your life. I don't think that you have to share everything that you are doing in your life if it doesn't bring you joy. Don't feel that kind of pressure. Just be you. You may not have the best equipment. You may not have all the luxury branding stuff, and that's okay. What's more important is that you get the message on your heart out there in the world. That is what is important. And I just realized for far too long, for me, I wasn't doing it as frequently as my heart was stirring to do it, right? Like I had these yearnings far more times than I've actually gone live, far more than I have actually posted. And that is where the big problem comes in. When I am not sharing what is intended to be shared in the world, because I am afraid of the package that it's coming into, instead of just sharing with y'all what it is that I wanted to say. So I hope that makes sense to y'all. And another thing that I'll wrap up with is that I don't know if it's just me, but personally, especially in the empowerment space, personal development space, like when I'm following leaders where everything is like this picture perfect posed thing, I noticed this about a month ago. Anytime I see one of those pictures, I would just keep scrolling past it. I actually didn't want to hear what they had to say anymore. Like I started actually having more of a visceral reaction when I saw those things. And I'm wondering if this is going to start to be a trend, because everyone is so freaking focused on making these picture perfect images on Facebook. I mean, that doesn't mean that you need to come on Facebook and air your freaking dirty laundry. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that it's causing people to want to disconnect. Someone made that comment to me yesterday. It's like why they're not even on social media, which is a shame, because I think that social media can be a wonderful tool of connection. But I am going to guess that there is going to be a trend coming, like a reverse trend, where people are saying, you know what, I'm perfectly imperfect. And you know what, if there's not a trend coming, then I'm going to start one. Where people are just coming on and just saying what you have to say from your heart, without worrying about all the perfection around. Because I think that more people are actually going to relate to that. I don't want my pictures, and I don't want the things that I am posting to cause someone to have the feeling like they have to be perfect in order to share their message. So maybe I can just go first. Like that's a book by a friend of mine. Her name's Rhonda Conger. She says, you go first. And that's what I kind of feel like right now, friends, is that I don't know. I haven't really seen anyone talking about this. Maybe I've been living under a rock, but I guess I'm going to take this moment to just say, I'm going to go first. If y'all want to follow, come on. Just quit worrying about what it all looks like, and enjoy your moments. Speak from your heart. Share the message that is on your heart. Don't wait for some perfect moment. Don't wait for some perfect backdrop. Don't wait for some perfect latte or whatever, to share the picture or the message or whatever that you've got going on. Share it out there in the world. And this was one of the most powerful, this was a really big limitation that I had. And I have done a lot of work in unbecoming. We talk about unbecoming and unstoppable influence, that it comes from a quote, an anonymous quote, that says that maybe the journey isn't about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming all the things that were never really you, so that you could be who you were meant to be in the first place. And we have to shed off all of these layers. And a lot of our layers actually come from limitations that we put on ourselves. And I will tell you, I put that limitation of, I felt like, and it wasn't even true when I really dissected it, that I had to have Insta-worthy posts in order to share. So that was a limitation that was holding me back. It was holding me back from shining my light fully in a way that I could have over the years. That's a lot of messages that just remained within me because of this false limiting belief that I put on myself. And maybe I also want to say that society put on me as well. This big trend of Insta-worthy selfies and pictures of our life and whatever. And I got to tell you that I feel so free. Like, I may have already gone through a lot of the unbecoming process, but those of y'all that follow me know that the unbecoming process is never done. Until the day I take my last breath, I will be in a process of unbecoming. I will constantly be shedding the layers that are dimming my light. I will constantly be looking for the limitations that are holding me back and releasing them. And I think that it's important that we all take an honest look at the limitations that have been holding us back. And this one was one of my really big ones. And this is actually why I am starting to launch very soon another round of the Limitless Challenge. I'm going to take this moment because this really does have to do with limitations that we put on ourselves to encourage you. If this has been a limitation that has been holding you back, I want to encourage you to join us in our upcoming Limitless Challenge. If this may be just one limitation that I happen to have brought to light for you that maybe you hadn't been thinking about, but it had been going on in your subconscious mind for a long time. But also, there may be other limitations that you have that are holding you back. And so if that's you, and if you want to go on a journey with me so that I can take you through a proven process so that you can release your limitations, then join me at unstoppableinfluence.com/limitless. Please join me 21 days to releasing some of your biggest limiting beliefs so that you can learn how to turn what you feel like right now may feel impossible into the possible. You are so much more capable than you give yourself credit for. You are able to do so much more than you have ever given yourself credit for. Really. And I have to tell you, just first of all, the link if you want to join us, unstoppableinfluence.com/limitless. But let me tell you, when I ran this challenge last year for the very first time, because I learned a lot of tools that I was able to use to release limitations. And I started manifesting things in my life, between health and awesome relationships, and yes, even some financial material things. And I was like, holy smokes, this is really cool. I can't believe this. This was all new to me, but there were these tools that I learned and they worked for me. So I decided last year, let me gather a group of some of our unstoppable influencers and let me teach them and let me see, can they have the same breakthroughs? Am I able with my tools to show someone how they can escape the chains of false and limiting beliefs? And my gosh, the results that people got totally blew me away. And so if this is you, if this social media thing has been one of the limitations that's been holding you back, it may be other things that are holding you back, then I would be honored to be your guide for 21 days to show you some tools that you can use day in and day out to release your limiting beliefs so that you can be, do, and have whatever it is that you want, because you are a powerful co-creator and you can co-create amazing things in your life. You just got to have the right tools. And I would love to be the person that gives those to you. So join me, join some amazing, amazing other souls as we go into the process of releasing limitations. You can join us at unstoppableinfluence.com/limitless. And thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you for your loving words and your supporting words. And I'm excited to see this movement take off. This just perfectly imperfect. We're just going to do life, unfiltered. We're going to shine on And we're going to focus more on the message that it is that we have to share with the world instead of trying to make it all packaged up perfectly. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. Love ya. Bye.